riding over.
Oh. Seed number 1 and seed number 2 from season number 3. TJ Schillenberg, rockin' Affinity.
Yep. Oh, I guess I can update
Tried
this
and
name.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Versus N-Boss bringing in that blue-white mid-range deck that we saw do some work last round. It's going to be an interesting matchup, I think.
So, when we did that actual deck tech with TJ, he talked about a little bit of the aspects of what the Affinity deck can do. Mm-hmm. Do you remember his points that he made about Pierce and Swarm and stuff like that with the Affinity deck?
Where, I mean, basically it was kind of you have to know when to hold them and when to fold them, basically. You know, I like to speak in analogies. But seriously, it's kind of what it is. You know, you have to know when it's okay to swarm and when it's okay to pierce.
Yes.
And I think he's going to find... I feel that swarm is probably a better option for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be careful on how many board wipes are available.
True.
Because I don't know what number of, like, Supreme and Wrath and stuff that he's running.
Yeah.
So I think it's, like, go for that swarm initially, and assuming he gets the man lands out that he needs, can easily switch gears. And I think that's going to be a big factor in this if Lyle's going to have that single target to respond once it gets to that switch. And I think that is going to be a big factor in this matchup here, of being able to just switch gears halfway through it, and how quick TJ can be before it gets to that point.
Lyle and TJ are no strangers to each other. Their play styles,
true.
Especially this matchup. I think Lyle always ready to bring in a new deck, and always ready to get some play-testing in, especially against Affinity.
Yeah, because, I mean, Affinity has been in the meta
a long time.
Okay, besides, in fact, I'd say it's been one of the consistent decks to be in the meta over the last 3-4 years for Modern.
Yeah, and the thing is that it weathers the BNR list. It weathers the storm. It doesn't,
because there's always hate for it.
Yeah.
Like it is a disruptible deck. And that's a big reason why it has not had anything banned. I mean, people have always been like, Chrome Mox is ridiculous, rah, free mana, rah, but Affinity is not the one that's winning all the tournaments.
Right.
Maybe if Lantern Control continues to win, then we might see Chrome Mox go, but all joking aside, we're getting things underway here. Inkmoth Nexus going to come down with a Springleaf Drum, and speak of the devil, Mox
Opal. Oh, fun fact.
Yeah, what's the fun fact?
Oh, hold on. This is a fun fact. If you're talking about specifically Affinity, in Modern, I played against it at the first Modern Pro Tour.
There you go. So the more you know. So Affinity has been around forever. The first Modern Pro Tour. I mean, when was the first Modern Pro Tour?
I don't know. Ask.
As I said, Eminem.
Oh, I thought you said when was.
I was staring at you.
Yeah, you
when
were.
I said it.
Lyle with the Ratchet Bomb.
Ratchet Bomb is great. Arcbound Ravender. So, Ratchet Bomb's a cool card.
It's okay. TJ is gonna play the Ravager. 2009? Around then?
It was in Philly.
Thank you, Bearcats.
Actually, would be interested to go back and look through the different
progression of Modern over the years.
You gonna write a report on it?
Maybe.
1,000-word essay?
I'm really bad at writing,
So, yes.
So I'll probably sit in front of a camera and talk about it.
Circa
2011?
2011.
So Ratchet Bomb's going to start slowly tick up here.
Yep. The best Reuben I've ever had was in Philly.
Huh. The more you know. Ghost Quarter. Now this is a great way to start dealing with some of those man lands where TJ is going to need to switch style, so...
You're the best player at the shop.
I mean, have we had anybody else playing on the Pro Tour at the shop?
Good question. Here's an Ornithopter.
So what do you think about that Masterpiece Ornithopter? That's what you want to crack in your box, right?
I think it's a really expensive 0-drop.
Yeah.
I think it's a really expensive 0-drop that a lot of people are going to put in their Affinity decks. Here's a Signal Pest.
So, Eminem's saying, I used to be, but now I'm a certified judge, which makes me the worst player, I think, by default. Alright, so let's do some math in here.
We're
1,
doing
2,
a lot of
3,
counting.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What is that a land? That's a land.
Where?
In Lyle's hand. I'm not quite sure what it was, though. Had a lot of text and it looked kind of old.
Star City is running a sale right now. If you want to pick up your Great Wall of Plains, that is something you can do.
Oh.
By the way.
Nice.
I think it's like $12 or something for it. So,
Tap more cards. That helps the math. I don't know what that means. But judge.
Ghost Quarter brings out this lovely mountain.
Oh, Blessed Alliance.
Oh, so this is dead. Now you have to sacrifice your attacking creature, which would be that Arcbound Ravager. Which... activate this so I can put the counter onto that.
Nice. Trixie. This Blessed Alliance card seems pretty good.
Yeah, Blessed Alliance is so rude.
Seems alright.
How many are you running in your board? Or main deck?
None in the main deck right now.
Sideboard right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely a sideboard card for my deck. That was a land.
Oh. Okay. I don't remember what that card is. It's like a taps for blue, does stuff.
I hope it taps for blue.
You'd assume with his deck. Sometimes it taps for white. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Ratchet Bomb's on 2 still.
So that's
Cranial
actually
Planes look
very
pretty good.
important because that cranial and stuff like that.
Yep. Signal
Equipped.
Pest.
Move to combat. What are your thoughts on not attacking with the Ornithopter?
Not attacking with the Ornithopter?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that I know that there's a click there, I'm fine with it.
You feel great about it.
Yeah. Edge Champion and another Cranial. Wow. No.
There's two
Cranials and an Edge Champion.
Disgusting.
TJ, please.
Now, Edge actually can do a lot of work against Lyle.
Sure can.
And one of the Cranials is going... Oh, now he's debating.
So what's worse than 1 times multiplier? 2 times multiplier. What's worse than 2 times multiplier? 3 times multiplier.
TJ and I are playing Legacy right now. And yeah, we'll blow up that Ratchet Bomb, at least to be able to prevent any damage. Kill off that creature at the same time because using it to block with.
Yeah.
You got 0 power now that Ratchet Bomb is dead. And that Cranial Plate would fall off then.
Hey guys.
Alright, here it is.
Hey guys.
here's my artifacts that I got.
Looks
so
like you drew
showing
a
that I've got
hollowed fountain.
Metalcraft, Cryptic in hand, and I couldn't see that middle card. Supreme. Oh.
Oh boy.
So here's the thing.
Tell me about it.
Supreme Verdict is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
We're gonna go 17 all, leaving up for the Cryptic command so he can start to counter cranial plating or something like that. Cryptic is really good against that like swarm style, but we also have to be careful because that Ink Moth is still sitting there with one counter on it. Glimmerboy. Activate. Ooh. Modes. This could be counterbalance, but actually just moving into combat first before even doing anything. 2 poison and 2 damage. Dropping Lyle down to 15.
Yo, Madeo.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Glad
dude.
you're liking the stream tonight.
Draws a path.
Discussion about life totals real quick, making sure everything's up to date on where they're at, on the points and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Can be very important, especially when there's a lot of this like swinging back and forth about how the match has been going. So this is another important thing for new players out there or players starting to play in more events. Make sure you have a life pad and you're keeping track of both players' life totals, not just yours.
Right.
Because there could be this point where you're sitting there discussing it and go, oh, I forgot that you fetched. You are actually at 14. Because you're not going to have this life pad easily accessible to sit there and discuss it each and every
Maintaining
thing.
game state.
Yes. And failure to do so can get you in trouble.
Warnings, trouble.
Warnings,
Lots of things.
troubles.
There you go.
Right. Yeah, okay, perfect. So, and TJ's talking about how they both keep it on their life pads and wanted to make sure that the iPad is actual.
And then we're jerks and make them keep track of it on an iPad.
We
too.
do.
We're monsters.
Because they're nice guys helping us out.
Next, we're gonna tell them that they gotta keep their lands in the back and their creatures in the front. Good thing Lyle and TJ do that already.
Oh, I think that would only affect one person right now.
No, there's a couple people that do it.
Does Jeremy still do it?
No.
I think it's just Julia now.
Bauer says he's coming. Ooh, Supreme
Oh,
Verdict.
is he coming back now? Okay. In response, Gal blast you.
Oh, drew a Blink Moth Nexus. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Activate Blink Moth.
Getcha.
Path. Fail to find. Hey, keeping him off of it, but like 4 mana is tough. Ancestral, suspending that for 4 turns. Snapcaster, which is nice. Basically adding a threat on the board here because it's been very cleaned up at this point, and now TJ's in this top deck mode of struggling to find Ink Moth.
Oh boy.
But guess what? There's a path.
Got him. Exile target creature. Period.
Your favorite card.
It is my favorite card. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Followed closely by that new
Signal
one.
pass. There's an Ornithopter. Does he counter that? Nope, because it's a 0 cost, irrelevant card right now.
Plays the island.
Bring the
Swings
beats.
for 2.
Still has the mana up, so he can cryptic. Has that Ghost Quarter there, so he's sitting in a nice spot to basically say, hey, if you draw any of your man lands, I'm going to kill it. If you draw anything that matters, I'm going to counter it. And, oh.
Is it the Inventor's Fair?
It is.
Very relevant because it looks like he does have enough artifacts to trigger that upkeep.
1, 2, 3,
which
4.
says gain a life.
Yep, and the Snapcaster Beat's coming out. That Ancestral Vision reloading Lyle's hand, though. Yeah, Lyle double checking the Inventor's Fair.
Definitely gonna buy him some turns.
Mm-hmm. Oh, choosing a Wrath. Because he's got follow-ups like Kitchen Finks and things like that that he can start to lay down.
So Inventor's Fair doesn't count. He's got Springleaf, Opal, and I think that's it.
Yeah, only has 2. Gaining 2 life. Darksteel's nice though.
Adds to the artifact count.
Does. But not really where he wants to be. It's not like a threat.
No.
Not really a way to start dealing damage here.
Flooded Strand, Finks in for 3.
2-turn clock. Ghost Quarter comes down now.
He's gonna sack the Inventor's Fair and go get himself an artifact.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was about to say. Is like,
Etch Champion
if he
was
still
correct.
has the Etch in his main right now, I wasn't sure how many he ran in his list. Would assume probably at least 2, maybe 3 in the main. Problem is, he tries to play Etched here, it's going to get hit with a Cryptic command. So, let's see what we got.
But you gotta have it.
Cryptic command. Counter. Draw.
Fetch, go to 6.
Mm-hmm. Six all, but I mean, still 2-turn clock here. And there's Snap and Restoration Angels and things like that. So, bam, 3. And he's dead next turn. Master of Ethereum.
Okay.
Snap
Snapcaster.
and Cryptic.
Yep. Cool.
Game 1. Going to Lyle. So that was Lyle having a lot of the board wipes there. We saw Wrath. We got to see he had the Supreme Verdict. Was able to get Cryptic Command online there. So he was sitting in a good position for it. But why don't you read off Lyle's board and let us know what you're thinking?
Sure. Last time of the night. 2 Surgical Extraction, 2 Disenchant, 1 Crucible of Worlds, 2 Stony Silence, 1 Ceremonious Rejection, 1 Dispel, 1 Intervention Pact, 1 Ethereal Haze, 1 Elspeth Sun's Champion, and 3 Leonin Arbiter. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. 2 Stony Silence.
Yes.
Bring those in.
We
1
need
Ceremonious
those.
Rejection.
Mhm.
Bring that in.
Yep.
Either one or both of your fog effects are fine.
Okay.
Intervention Pact, Ethereal Haze. I'm fine with either of those.
Mm-hmm.
And I even like the Elspeth Sun's Champion.
You're a fan of that card.
I do really enjoy Elspeth Sun's Champion. I think it's really good at gumming up the board very easily.
Yeah.
And then if Lyle's doing a good job, which we have seen all night from him, and controlling the game state in his favor, slamming an Elspeth down on 6, and then by turn, 9, 10, you're going to have your flying bros.
Yep.
Or your pumped up bros. I don't think they fly.
No, Sun Champion just makes 3/1/1s, destroy a creature with
4
4 more
greater.
power.
Yep.
And then your emblem gives them
They're
flying, right?
They're
+2,
pumped.
+2 flying.
I don't know why you're trying to speculate.
We have a handy dandy card bot for that.
Creatures can 2/2 and flying.
Right.
So I think it's perfectly fine because he's gonna be controlling the game state if it's working out well in his favor, to eventually get to that point that he could start dealing with the flying from Affinity. But what does TJ have?
So TJ's board's chock full of 1/0s with the
Sure
one
is.
exception of 2 Ancient Grudge.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, he's got a Blood Moon, Edge Champion, Worship, Aether Grid, Torpor Orb, Chalice of the Void, Relic of Progenitus, Ray of Revelation, Whip Flare, Dismember, Spellskite, Pithy Needle, and Grafdigger's Cage. I love that he's running Torpor Orb again. Something that we haven't seen in a long time, but when basically shuts down Enter the Battlefield effects. Just says now they don't happen.
Spoiler
Your Enter the
alert.
Battlefield effects do not trigger.
Lyle's got a couple of them.
Yeah, your Snapcaster, your Restoration Angel, your Kitchen Finks, your Lone Missionary, pretty much majority of the creatures that he's running. So
See, you guys don't need me. No. Don't do that.
So I do like that idea of bringing that in, the Torpor Orb. The other Edge Champion is nice, so not having like pass and things like that go against him. Relic is also an option. Chalice of the Void, not really as effective in this matchup because it's not really as much like counter magic and things like that, so I don't really need that coming in. You could make the argument for like Aether Grid or Blood Moon, or even Worship or something like that. So there's definitely a lot of options available. It's really dependent upon how slow TJ wants to make his list post board here.
So TJ, right out of the gate, Inkmoth, Ornithopter, Springleaf, Vault Scourge.
Wow.
Lyle
Now
says,
this is
I'll play a Flooded Strand.
This is like the hand that he wants against the Lyle's deck.
What's wrong, Brett? You know.
Oh, did he play Ceremonious Rejection
I think so.
against that Steel Overseer?
I think
Nice.
I think so.
And that lifelink, of course, brings it back up to 19.
That one of. That was probably like, ooh, nice. I'm keeping that.
Yeah. Steel Overseer. No, get out of here. Pink. Let me just adjust that for you.
Yeah, it was either. That's a good point. It could either be a Spell Snare or a Ceremonious Rejection.
Could have been. Yeah. Happened so quick I missed
Mana Leak, the Arcbound Ravager.
That's pretty nice. Ooh, Cranial.
There's a Cranial.
That was actually really good too because he's like, hey, if you have counter magic,
I'm going to go ahead and bait it.
yeah. Worst case, I have the Arcbound, which works out nicely for me because I've already got man lands I can put the counters on, or my creatures I can put the counters on. Worst case, you counter it, well then I can follow it up with Cranial this turn.
Spreading Seas. Wow, right on time. Holy moly. I was like, he doesn't have a lot of lands, but was able to draw.
But there's enough artifacts out there, so he will be able to gain a life. off that Inventor's Fair.
Here's a Signal Pest. Equip onto the Ornithopter. Bring the friends. It's for a whole lot.
Is in a bit of trouble, yeah.
This was definitely a way better hand for TJ.
Mm-hmm.
Draw.
TJ seems to be playing around a path, too. Would make sense. Combat.
Battlecry trigger coming from the Signal Pest.
Giving every other attacking creatures +1/+0. Here's a snap coming down.
No, just kidding. Oh, okay. Thinks he has path in the yard. And he just says, okay, cool.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, he's just going to scoop up, and we're just going to go right into game 3 here. So that makes a lot of sense. Went through there and was like, yeah, I set this up because I thought I had path in my graveyard there. Turns out I didn't.
Turns out that's not it.
I mean, I know Lyle does not like playing in the feature match area as much as he likes playing in the other side of the shop because of the lighting situation that we have, and it is much darker. So, maybe that has a factor into him sitting there going through his lines in his head and then thinking, okay, there should be a path in my graveyard, and then just missing it or something. Not to make excuses for any of our players that we've got, but just little fun facts and tidbits for those out there.
Just cheat, no table judge.
There is no table judge for tonight's matches. You are correct. But we have our players policing themselves. True. Making sure there are all 3 Tron lands.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a much quicker game, but Lyle was kind of held up there for a little bit. We saw he had a Supreme and stuff. Or Wrath, I couldn't remember. He had a board wipe in hand. Verdict. Okay, he had Supreme. Okay. So there we go. So talking about he could have done a combination where he floated some of his mana, used his Ghost Corridor to blow up his own land to get some extra mana in order to cast Supreme Verdict, but was, thought he had the path in his yard and was just kind of in a tough spot. TJ going through, looking at his list again. Pulled out all 4 Gal Blast. Now debating about whether he wants to bring in is this what he took out of the main? Gal Blast, Midnight, and Signal Pass. Okay. That makes sense. Gal Blast isn't really where you want to be at. You need to be... Midnight, 1/1 for 0. Okay, that's nice if you're going wide, but you kind of need to be a little bit more piercy. And really rely on 2 or 3 creatures to get it done, instead of alright, here's a bunch of guys, here's the Signal Pass triggers, here's a Master of Ethereum pumping everything up. Because you don't want to overcommit to stuff, to those board wipes, and Midnights and things like that is kind of more along that line.
And there he is. He's back. He's ready to go. stepped away for a second.
You were ready for it. So remember, guys, even though there's that new ban list, the doesn't technically take effect until the 20th. So all of you Cataxium probe fiends can start playing with those again tomorrow. But I'm going to be adjusting my list to get ready.
13, please. Looks like Lyle's gonna go to 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, TJ feeling. Yeah, you know what? I'll mulligan with you.
Enjoy your probes while you can.
Yes. Only a few more weeks to go. Now I gotta start getting practice in because regionals is in February and it is modern, and the team event is in February, and I'm gonna be playing modern because Brett gets to play twin. Kind of.
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe? You don't think we can find for what's her name?
Sahili Ray went up to $20.
That's all.
Yeah.
I'm sure that
20
people at the shop have her.
$20 for one.
Hey, does anybody have this
Lyle
Planeswalker
gonna keep 6. Scries looks like
that
it's on
we
the
can
top.
borrow for the team event? We need
Here's
to
the
make
Plains.
Jeskai twin.
Chess Guy Twin.
All right, Inventor's Fair, Mox,
I think
Opal.
it's called
Ornithopter,
Sahili Guardian.
Yeah. Wow.
I have 3 Sahili. Ooh. Oh, that means I gotta be friends with a Dargan.
Gain a life off Inventor's Fair. Trigger. I'm gonna deal 2 to you. Just kidding.
And then we have to get 4 Felidar Guardians.
But that's an uncommon.
Is it an uncommon?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's all it is.
Then we're fine.
I still haven't ordered my box yet. I'll do that tomorrow when I sign up for the pre-release. Aether Grid.
Nan's favorite card.
I hate that card. Because guess what? Wild Defiance does not work against that. So Aether Grid basically saying how those artifacts, like the lands that he's sitting here with, now have actual effect.
At Mod Nairman? Already has that deck ready to go once he gets 16 more cards.
There's the Torpor Orb too.
Oh boy.
And now he can just sit there and be like, all right, tap my orb, tap my Darksteel, tap my Ornithopters, and just ping you to death.
Sick.
Ew. And all that life gain that Lyle has in his deck does not work until he actually gets Baneslayer Angel out.
Oh. Hagberg. Got it.
Ooh, Copycat. I like that actually as a name of it. Can we call it Copycat when you do your deck list?
Chris, come on, man. Well, first off, welcome to the stream. Second off, puns. I can't get away from them.
I know. That's what makes it even better.
Well played, dude. Well played. Yeah, we can call it Copycat.
Copycat would be the best name for it.
But every time I play it, I'm gonna rue. More like copy dog. Charles has got my back. Don't bring cat facts in here.
Don't start that.
Don't.
Did you know though that almost 10% of cats' bones are in its tail, and that its tail is used to maintain balance?
Is that true, Atticus? Is that true?
I could see that.
Roofax.
Roofax. Rigged.
Tell you what, I'm gonna make a bot and we're gonna have Roofax. Don't you worry, Charles.
You
Lyle down to
Charles.
14.
That Restoration Angel coming in just to add some more beats, knowing that he's getting pinged to death right now.
Did you unfriend him?
Ooh. 6 things that cats do that are beneficial to humans?
Spoiler, dogs did all of them too.
Alright, here's a Springleaf Drum, aka here's another point of damage coming across. Its Champion's nice as well. Like, if there's a Wrath effect, like, that shuts down some extra damage that could be coming across. As of right now, 2 damage will be taken on this turn by Lyle.
Mm.
And you can say end step, ding, there's 2. Untap. Beating you up. One, 2, 3, 4. So 4 damage this turn.
I hear you, dude. I hear you. Lyle at 11. TJ, please.
He basically said, I want to play Lantern Control. Just sit here and ping you to death. Pew, 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 pew.
And what's really hurting Lyle is really that Torpor Orb.
Yeah.
Because all of his...
Well, now here's another flyer. But he's like, yeah, no, I'm not. You don't get to look at my hand.
Right.
You don't get to mess with your hand.
Yep.
No.
Like, Kitchen Finks gains him life.
Yep.
Low Missionary gains him life.
Mm-hmm.
Or Pew Pewless QQ.
The only life gain Lyle has available to him that is not an enter the battlefield effect is Baneslayer Angel.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, that's only got
That's
one toughness?
yeah.
No, I'm going to kill that. Now, the Supreme Verdict is actually a decent choice here. That's 3 creatures that will be killed off. Now, there's still going to be 2 damage guaranteed, even after all the creatures die. So, 3 to you. Then he has to sit here and debate on how he wants to play things out. Like, he could opt to start swinging in with the Edge Champion, but knowing that there's Blessed Alliances and things like that, that's kind of risky.
Mm-hmm.
And by sitting back, it's like guaranteeing being able to tap him and deal damage. Cranial Plating. Well...
Quit.
Now he can swing in with 2 creatures. Swing like so.
So setting himself up if there are 2 Blessed Alliances, the Cranial Plating
Looks
can
like the
stay
haze.
alive. Yep.
Ethereal Haze.
It's like it's fog.
That's it. Yep. That happens.
And there's still 2 damage guaranteed. Because Torpor Orb, Springleaf Drum, Mox, and the Cranial Plating would deal 2. True. He also has instant speed equip. That is true.
Looks like he played a Blessed Alliance
to gain some life. And then we'll Supreme here. Nice. And he says, cool, I'll also deal 2 damage to you. Alright. Arcbound.
Oh boy.
Equip. Let's see, 2. No, yeah, I don't think you need to equip here because you can deal.
Lyle draws in the gate.
Here's 2, 3. You'll take 3. The gate is not going to help him against this setup.
No.
He needs a disenchant.
Yeah, it's super
Equip.
It's really cool to see kind of like the Affinity deck kind of transform on itself. And is that the Pact? That's Intervention Pact. So another fog effect.
Yep. But yeah, it does completely transform itself. And we talked about that Swarm and Pierce style, but this is like a third mode even that is not often seen. So.
To negate life gain.
Nice. Very smart.
Draws a Colonnade, passes back. Take 3. I think he still has a Blessed Alliance in hand.
So counter. But that's still 3 damage. Colonnade for 4. Okay. Go to 10. Deal 3 to you. Untap. Draw. And deal 1 to you. Yeah. There it is. So that different way of playing Affinity, essentially. But a big part of it was having so many artifacts in his deck that he knows aren't going to be as effective without his creatures.
True.
But become very effective with Aether Grid. At the cost to do 2, tap 2 artifacts to deal 1 damage is like, you think kind of steep. But when it gets to these points where it's like, Lyle doesn't have anything on board, you can't keep a creature on board because he's constantly pathing them, wrapping the board, or Blessed Alliancing.
Right.
You're not going to keep a creature. So switching gears to this completely stall tactic works really well, especially because he's got Torpor Orb available to him. Because we talked about most of the deck that Lyle is running is Enter the Battlefield effects, and that just shut down all of the life gain effects that he might try to use against TJ. And really the only thing Baneslayer Angel could have helped him gain life in that sort of situation. So, very cool end to week number 1, but that means we're going to have a big old tie then.
We are. We are. So let's take a look at the points. Let's see how we ended up.
Let's do it.
This one?
Yep.
There we go. Season number 4. Pants. Nope, not a thing, dude. Right here.
Yeah,
right here.
Yep. Wearing pants today.
So yeah, 4-way tie. Julia Heath, TJ Schillenberg, Lyle Rolfs, and Dwayne Hess.
Ooh,
all with 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, Jeremy, Ryan, and Eric with 9, and that is your top 8 right now. That is your top 8 for Season 4.
Now, we talk about the progress of all the players throughout the season, and some of the people that are sitting in the top 8 now, this might be their only time in the top 8. Others are going to get in the top 8 week 1, and they're never going to leave.
True. That is the reality.
And a big part of that is consistency. And we try to hammer that home week in, week out about coming out and playing. The only way to get better at your deck and better at how it deals in specific matchups is to play. Even if you're coming out and you're like, well, I'm going 1-4, I'm going 2-3 consistently. You are learning your deck. You're learning what you need to be doing differently. And if you're not learning by that point, you're just feeling kind of bummed out, talk to your opponents more.
Yeah.
Because
always talking to other people can help in gaining more knowledge about what it is that you're doing versus what they're doing.
Yes.
And especially if they're winning, you know, it's kind of an emulation thing.
Yeah.
You know, always emulate for the better, not for the worse.
Right. So this is a good start for our season. A lot of players we've seen time and time again throughout the 4 seasons that we've had, because this is the start of season number 4, week number 1 of it. We've got 9 more weeks to go. It's going to be very exciting to see how things kind of progress over the season, especially now that there is the new banning.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about it as the season progresses and goes through everything. But we've got some very exciting players. Pretty much everybody that had 9 points or above is in the top 8. And we'll see what happens, though, for next week. Before we do the sign-outs and stuff like that, we've got some shout-outs and thank yous and all that kind of normal stuff that we do at the end of the night.
We do. And you do have them up there. Perfect. They're still there. So we've got a couple patron donors we'd like to thank. Dionysus Bacchus / Eminem / Christopher Bennett, Table Judge Extraordinaire, General Manager at Cork Street Tavern. You know, just keeps us in line here at Modern Magic Mondays. Make sure the players aren't cheating at the table. Get sideboards. Thank you, dude, for not everything that you do, but also for that monthly payment that you help to support the stream. We've got Trip at Comic Kung Fu, where all of these matches take place. You know, where we get to record all these matches, kind of lets us do our thing, and he just kind of supports it in the background. Yeah. You know, by keeping the shop open. That's always a good place to start. And then we also have Matthew Manson, not able to make it all the way up to the top tier of that, have a personal sponsorship on the stream, but likes what we do and is able to, you know, toss a couple bucks our way each month. So thank you, dude. And then to our newest, Season 3 champion, Season number 3 champion, Chris Carrozza. I got distracted by Nan.
I'm sorry.
It's cool. It's all right.
But yes, Chris Carrozza.
Chris Carrozza, and I think we do owe him a draft of some sort.
A draft or playing Modern on Magic Online. Just basically getting a video posted up with him because he is at the $10 backer level.
Nice.
We also, before we thank everybody else who's helped to donate to the stream overall, we've got a sticker giveaway going, and it's not Roo for this one. Sorry.
It's cool,
I took away his power.
Don't worry, it's going to be Roo every time I set it up.
Those stickers. We got these sweet stickers that we were able to get because of some of these donations. But we're doing giveaways. We do it every night at the end. Of course, if you ever donate money, you are eligible to get a sticker. We'll even mail it to you. But we've got giveaways going. You have to be following the stream to be eligible to win. All you've got to do is type in sticker in chat. Simple and easy, and you'll be able to win yourself a sticker there. So, but as we go through, we've got some of our top stream donors over the course of these 4 seasons that we've been doing. Of course, number 1, Drewski Brew. You're awesome, sir. You can see it kind of right above me. It's got a tracker for some of our donations there. Atticus, the mystery donor. He's hanging out on my lap right now. See? We've got Tatradamus, Dionysus Bacchus, Lilo Goy. I'm gonna butcher that probably every week. Nighthop 34, Stormdust 07, Burgleton, Badger934, Strong Smash, Weebly Wet Dream, and our newest one, Hellshock. You're awesome.
Dargan.
Thank you guys. You guys are great, helping to support what we're doing here for Modern Magic Mondays. We've been going almost for a year. We're going to have a special
I was going to say, have we been keeping track of the weeks? Because I gave up after like 12.
I stopped. In February, we will be having our 1 year. We've got events going on in February too, that we're going to be participating on the weekends. We have a weekend stream coming up one of these days when we can lock in the actual dates for it, because we've got 7 rounds of Modern coverage to be able to show you guys, which will be really exciting to see how that works out. So lots of stuff coming up here, going on. And of course, we've got the mana that we've been doing in chat, giving out mana at the end of the streams and stuff like that, and between different matches. Right now, just doing some gambling stuff. Eventually, we'll get some more giveaways. Oh, we've got the. Do we have the command for everybody to do emote only mode, or was that just?
No, it's everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
1,000.
1,000. That's it.
1,000 mana gets you emote only in the room. You get to make the chat emote only, which is my favorite, because I love seeing all the different emotes. So just remember that for week number 2 next week, Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. If you guys are new to the chat, that is the time that Modern Magic Mondays comes on.
Every week.
Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you liked what was going on, you're new to the channel, first off, welcome again. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Yeah,
so real quick before we do the giveaway stuff, we talked about it halfway about where you can follow us. So if you like what you see here, like Modern Magic Mondays, follow us here, twitch.tv/Modern Magic Mondays. We, of course, have our YouTube channel, which you can see down below. There's links to the YouTube thing.
Are we at like 80 now?
Yeah, it was like 77, I think, at the beginning of tonight.
Okay.
So we are close. Once we get to 100, then we can get the official Modern Magic Mondays URL that we need for it. We're going to start doing streaming up on YouTube on Wednesdays now. While I'm breaking up VODs, we'll be broadcasting up.
That's really cool. Stuff. I think that's really going to be top notch. Like if you guys can't miss it for like people like Drewski on the West Coast, dude, I hopefully if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching it right now as we're streaming it up for you 2 days later. But yeah, if you guys miss it for whatever reason, and you're like, man, I really miss Modern Magic Mondays. How can I watch it? I don't want to watch just the matches. I want to see the casters in all their glory and not just their faces. I think that's how that works, right? Yeah. Then boom, right there, Wednesdays. I don't know what time yet. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll get it sorted out. But, so that's going on. Of course, Brett is the streamer extraordinaire. You know, his channel's blowing up because he's doing so much content over there.
Just gotta do it.
So he's got all kinds of stuff. What do you guys got going on Thursdays right now?
So on Thursdays, that is our casual stream. As we call it, Casual Thursdays over there. You know, you just kick back in some blue jeans, play some games casually. We are playing Final Fantasy VII right now.
Okay.
I speedrun that, so it was it's fun to be able to bring it back to a casual level. Hashtag slow run.
Hashtag slow run.
I'm also doing a little voice acting as well.
Oh
yeah, it's pretty interesting. But it's a lot of fun over there. But we do a little bit of speedrun, lots of casual games. It's all about the community over at twitch.tv/FarmersRNR. And yeah. But what about you? You got a whole week off, dude.
I got a whole week off, so I'm going to be doing some usual classic games that I grew up with. I'm going to be doing some Warcraft 3 campaign. We're going to do some Magic Online streaming up. We're going to do some Hearthstone at some point because, you know, the new season kicked off for that at the beginning of the year. So we got some Hearthstone stuff to do. We've got a lot of other stuff that we're going to be planning to bounce around through this week, do some gaming, and just have some fun. Try to get back into it. Try to do some more YouTube-related stuff, too. Like, because I got to break up all the VODs for the interviews from the Invitational for all you guys to be able to enjoy. But let's see who won the giveaway. Let's do it.
Yo, Southern Sludgecore, dude, first off, It was just ISIS, I think. Okay, cool. Good job, dude.
Yeah, you did it.
You did it. Yeah.
And he's freaking out. Like,
Dude.
what's happening?
Sludge Core. First off, welcome to the stream. Second off, absolutely. I think it's an awesome idea that we can now stream up the what we did on Monday on Wednesdays. Just so for anyone that missed it.
Yeah, so that's going to be the plan going forward, at least, because I always break up the VODs on Wednesdays, assuming everything's working out okay and I'm not stuck at work super late. That's when I'll be fiddling around with that kind of stuff there. So, but yeah, guys, I might be doing a little bit of streaming tonight. We'll see. Maybe I'll do some stuff. I know that it's so great not having to go to work.
What?
So keep an eye out over on my channel, twitch.tv/realnameman. But I think that's going to do it for us here tonight, guys. So again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.